Hi Cancer, welcome to your Astrology Horoscope for the month of February. I'm Anisha. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, I talk everything around astrology and tarot. For those of you who want to know more about my work, you may visit my website tarotbyanisha.com. For those of you who are looking for a personal consultation, you may write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. Cancerian, February is another quiet month. We started this year on a very quiet note, and I quite like it. We've had two retrogrades in January. We had Mercury and we had Mars, which were retrograde. Now, the fireworks are going to be there in March. So, February again is a month of internalizing. It's a month of looking at how far you've come. We have Pluto that is going to be changing signs in March, and Pluto is moving out of Capricorn after 20 years. It's moving into Aquarius. I've spoken about this at length in my annual horoscope video. You may have a look at it if you want to know more about that. We also have Saturn that is going to be changing signs in March. So there's this entire big energy, big planetary movement that is going to be there in March. And this is a month to be centering yourself. This is a month to be taking care of yourself, of looking at what stays, what goes, what is it more that you want out of life. Let me break down the month for you. On the 5th, we have a full moon that is there in your house of earned income. This is the house of self-worth as well. And for a lot of you, it can be that a certain source of income comes to an end. Maybe for some of you, you're putting in your papers, you're finishing a job. For some of you, it speaks about a time wherein that you may be finishing a project during this time, and it could also be that some of you are worried about the amount of money that you have in your bank. On the 12th, we have Mercury that is moving into your house of joint finances, resources, sexuality. This is also the income of your partner, and it is joining Saturn and Sun over there. Now, Mercury is going to be bringing about some very tough conversations as to who gets what, who's bringing what to the table. And this is also the house of transformation. So hopefully with Saturn and Sun being over there, some of you, especially those of you who have a sun, moon and rising in Cancer, has worked through this entire power tussle between partners as to who gets what and who gets to have the last say in the relationship. And they can be that maybe there are some divorce, some alimony issues that are being discussed during this time. It can be that you are feeling very that you're feeling very exploited by your partner. They can be that there's some sexual issues as well during this time. So all of those conversations, Mercury is going to be bringing them up for inspection. On the 19th, we have Sun that moves into your house of expansion of the mind. It's a house of Jupiter, and it also speaks about long distance travel. And we have a new moon which is there on the 20th as well. Now over here, new moon over here is going to be illuminating maybe dimensions that you have earlier allowed to blind yourself. And this is a time where you will be forming friendships with foreigners, with people of different cultures, ethnicities. Maybe you could be traveling, you could be dealing with foreign offices as well. And it can be that for some of you, you are maybe deepening your spirituality. Maybe you are sharing this with people who are not from the same country as you are. And it's a period of great revitalization, Cancerians. You could be feeling quite charged during this month, at least emotionally and spiritually as well. And it's also a time wherein that some of you could be questioning your belief system as well. And try and push your boundaries, Cancerians, during this month. Try and see, what is it that you believe, that you were taught while you were a child, and the validity of it. Often there are certain belief systems that we naturally grow into, whether they are fear, whether are perceptions that we inherit from our parents and which necessarily needn't be true. And maybe that is something that you need to be inspecting now. And you need to be going beyond your personal boundaries and seeing whether, whether it is, how legit is it, and your mind certainly will get broadened by the travel, and you'll realize that your higher self needs to grow more. And try and really keep an open mind, Cancerians, and speak with people from as diverse backgrounds as you can, in order to get a better perspective, and even, I think, in order to really enrich your own life and your own thought process as well. Emotionally, it's a phase where you will be feeling quite light, and you will be feeling quite positive as well. So make sure to take advantage of these entire good feelings, because this could pretty much emotionally be the best month for you of the quarter. And I think for those of you who are really, you're introverted, and you feel really judged, and you feel this is not the time that I can really speak up, but or you get anxious or agitated, try and speak at least with, and in safer places, say with your closer friends, but you must really speak your mind, share your views. And also, I think it's a time where you could, because these thoughts need to get aired in order for you to realize how emotionally attached you are to your own belief system, and how true is that. And I think this is also a time wherein that you need to be asking yourself, how it is that you can make your life better. So evaluating your spiritual path during this time, and figuring out what action you need to be taking, voicing your own belief system, and saying, what is it that you stand for. And I think once when we air our thoughts with friends, with people whom we consider our tribe, at times when we hear ourselves talk, we realize either how maybe we're being too intense, and we need to just calm down a bit, or maybe step back a bit, or we have wonderful friends who will often tell us that there's nothing to get so obsessed or so serious about, and it's quite all right. But if you let something which you really feel strongly about fester inside, which makes you really anxious, it could just turn into some kind of a strange obsession. So watch out for that. On the 21st, we have Venus that is moving into your house of career. It is joining Jupiter. So it's a time for those of you, especially who are looking at romantic relationships. You could be attracted to somebody who's much older than you, because security during this time is something which is really, really attractive. And so you could be attracted to somebody who's really stable in their career, and has a good standing in society, and you could find it really attractive despite the age gap that could be there. And also, I think it's a wonderful time at work to be, maybe you could come across a mentor. You could find someone who's really older than you, who's a business person, a CEO, an entrepreneur, who's maybe works in politics or in public relations, who's happy to take you under their wing and teach you the ropes. Great time to be creative at your work, and it's a good time especially for those of you who are there in the arts or beauty industry, and for making an impact on something or on someone really important. Mars stays in your house of behind the scenes, and Mars is not very happy being over here, because it's a house of spirituality. It's a house where we go and recharge ourselves, and Mars is all about action. So Mars could make you quite anxious. The best way to cope with this, Cancerians, is to get involved in a charity of your choice, or a cause, or an NGO. Just go out and contribute, and see as to how it is that you can be be supportive of people, of organizations, who maybe need all the help, whether it's you're doing financially or you're doing it physically by being there. It's a wonderful time to be doing that. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, Cancerians. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.